Back in 2007, over 270 million PCs were shipped worldwide. Now, nearly 20 years later, most of them are rotting away in a landfill, except for this machine. I just picked it up from the scrapyard for exactly $1. It's old, it's beat up, but at least it's alive. The question is, can a free Linux OS actually transform this $1 machine to run smoothly in the modern world, or is this thing just an unsalvageable piece of e-waste? Let's find out. This is the HP RP 5700 released back in 2007. That means it's 19 years old. The exterior of this $1 machine is completely rusted out. The case is scratched up, and the plastic front panel is so loose it's about to fall off. Inside this ancient machine, we get some complimentary dust and cobwebs for free. Even the CPU heatsink shroud has its own hinge. Just looking at the discolored ports on the back tells you exactly what this old man has been through. But the real selling point is the design. Look at this, but the drive bay flips outward on a hinge, revealing a massive 160GB Seagate HDD, but it's completely unplugged. This 240 watt power supply also flips open on a hinge. When it's fully deployed, it looks pretty sick, like a transformer. HP's design from 2007 was legit impressive. The motherboard has some pretty weird quirks, like this tiny 24-pin power connector right here. The system has 4 RAM slots, but there's only a single stick of 2GB DDR2 installed. There are enough SATA and PCIe ports for upgrades. But wait a minute. Look closely at this RAM slot. A tiny burn mark. That's pretty sketchy. There's also a CPU already inside. The thermal paste is bone dry, and I'm not even sure what chip it is. But alright. The components seem mostly complete. Now, let's see if this $1 old-timer is actually still alive. Uh-oh, 5 consecutive beeps and a pitch black screen. That's a RAM error, probably thanks to all that dust and cobwebs from earlier. Let me give the RAM slot a quick clean and see what happens. Still nothing. This time it's 4 beeps, which means a CPU error. Typical scrapyard find. There's a reason people throw these away. But I'm not giving up just yet. Let's clean out the socket pins and see what happens. This time, oh wow, it posted. That's insane. This $1 old timer is actually alive. The 160GB drive is detected. Now let's jump into the BIOS to check out the specs. We've got an Intel Core 2 Duo E7400 and 2GB of DDR2 RAM. Sweet. Now let's exit and see what the old OS looks like. Yep, it's trying to boot into Windows 7, and this loading screen is taking a whole lifetime. After waiting almost 5 minutes, it finally booted. Turns out it's running Windows 7 Ultimate 64-bit. Task Manager shows it idles at 800 megabytes, leaving us with a whopping 1.2 gigs of RAM. Absolutely fantastic. Kinda weirdly, it has Office 2016 pre-installed, meaning it was probably abandoned just a few years ago. No wonder the components are still kicking. Oh look, yeah, Chrome is already here. Granted, I had to wait like 10 seconds just for it to launch. Yeah, this hard drive is definitely on its last legs. Let's throw a Reddit tab at it. Load times aren't terrible, but it's pretty choppy. Just scrolling Reddit instantly spikes the CPU. RAM is hovering at 1.2 gigs. I opened a YouTube tab next. At 480p, it plays fine, but the CPU is sweating bullets, bumping it up to 1080p. Boom, instant 100% pinned utilization, and the video turns into a slideshow. I decided to risk it all with a second YouTube tab, and Chrome straight up froze. Both the CPU and RAM are throwing in the towel. So with just 3 Chrome tabs, this e-waste special officially surrenders under Windows 7. It's alive, which is insane value for a single dollar, but trying to use this seriously as a daily driver on a dead OS like Windows 7. Yeah, that's a terrible idea, man. Alright, it's time to unleash our first weapon, Linux Mint X FCE. I've got a bootable USB ready right here. Let's see if this flash drive can actually get things moving. Okay, we booted into the USB. Now, let's hit install. Wait, why is the cursor just spinning endlessly? Ah, there we go. Now we just wait a bit for the OS to write to the hard drive. Holy crap, why is this taking so long? I've been sitting here for a solid half hour and it's still not done. I am so tired of this absolute snail of a 160 gig HDD. But since we're already this deep into it, I guess I'll just be a little more patient. Finally, it's finished. We officially have Linux Mint on this piece of junk machine, but honestly, it doesn't feel like a massive upgrade over Windows 7. At idle, the RAM is still eating up nearly 800 megabytes, and the speed? Still a total crawl because of this garbage HDD. Whenever I open anything on the screen, I have to wait a few seconds just for it to show up. Not looking too good, is it? Let's fire up Firefox to test it out. Yep, still pretty laggy. Time for the classic combo, one Reddit tab and one YouTube tab. I gotta admit, watching a 1080p video is a little smoother than it was on Windows 7, but the CPU is still completely pinned at 100%. And when I push my luck and open 3 tabs in total, everything goes downhill. The browser completely freezes, and both the CPU and RAM are literally suffocating. So, we are looking at 2 major problems here. First, it looks like Linux Mint is still a bit too heavy for this setup, and second, it's glaringly obvious that this ancient HDD just doesn't have the strength to keep fighting anymore. It's time to let the old guy retire. Time for our second secret weapon, Puppy Linux, an OS that runs completely without a hard drive. Sounds crazy? Let's boot from the USB and watch. It's loading everything straight into the RAM. Once it hits the desktop, check this out. I'm pulling the USB right out, boom. Puppy Linux is still running flawlessly on this piece of junk. No hard drive, no USB. Right now, the RAM is pulling double duty as both storage and system memory. Look at the metrics. At idle, it's already eating up over 1 gigabyte. With only a single 2 gigabyte stick, there's barely any room left for multitasking. On the flip side, oh my god, it's fast. Running directly off RAM means read/write speeds match the RAM clock, making it insanely faster than any old mechanical drive. Everything is buttery smooth with 0 latency. Browsing on the built-in Firefox is genuinely impressive. RAM usage sits around 1.6 gigabytes. Let's load a YouTube tab. 1080p video plays surprisingly well, and the CPU isn't even maxing out this time. But here's the catch, because RAM is carrying the entire system, our capacity is hitting the danger zone. No hard drive, no USB, and this $1 PC is running strong on 2 gigabytes of RAM. Pure magic. But Puppy has a fatal flaw. The moment you power down, everything is wiped clean. Every boot is a blank slate. Great for a fun experiment, but for daily use? Absolutely not. We need a practical, permanent solution. And here it is, our ultimate trump card, Anti-X Linux. But for a total transformation, this ancient relic needs a proper launchpad. I'm gonna slap in this dirt cheap 128GB SATA SSD. Let's plug in our trusty USB and let's do this. Anti-X is up. Let's install it straight onto the SSD. And man, the speed is absolutely mind-blowing. Instead of sitting around for half an hour like with the old HDD, this time it took me just 3 minutes. Tossing that garbage mechanical drive was 100% the right call. Let's put the side panel back on to clean things up. It's been looking way too bare. Black case, black monitor paired with Anti-X's space-themed wallpaper, the whole aesthetic just clicks. Look at this. At idle, Anti-X is only eating up a measly 200 megabytes of RAM. Every system interaction is instant with 0 latency. With this ultra-efficient resource usage, our single 2 gigabyte stick of RAM suddenly feels like plenty. Back to testing Reddit on Firefox, and everything is surprisingly smooth. That sluggish, unresponsive feel of the old machine is completely gone, while total RAM usage hasn't even hit the 1 gig mark. Sweet. Let's open a YouTube tab. Video playback is smooth and pleasant. Now, I'm gonna go all out. 5 Firefox tabs open at the same time. The system actually handles it like a champ. No freezing, no RAM overflow, maxing out at around 1.5 gigs. The combo of a hyper-optimized Linux OS and SSD speeds has worked absolute wonders. Anti-X is officially the holy grail for this $1 relic. Impressive performance, a stable UI, and absolute peak resource efficiency. So, after all these experiments, what's the final takeaway? An ancient relic that honestly belonged in the dumpster can actually be brought back to life and handle basic daily tasks perfectly fine as long as you treat it right. It was definitely a super fun tinkering project. What about you guys? Do you have an old forgotten PC gathering dust somewhere in your house? Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my next tech experiments. Until next time, I'm out. Catch you later.